again, I welcome you all children for a new session of the practice questions. So once again, I'm here with a new set of questions for you, and it covers the entire syllabus. Syllabus means it is for the first term exam. All the chapters I have covered in this. Now let's start with it without wasting any time. And before I start, once again, a reminder for you, please don't forget to share this with your friends and get maximum benefit out of it, and let the others also, your friends and your classmates, tell them also to take the maximum benefit of this. So share this video with them, the link with them, and subscribe the channel also, and press the bell icon so that you will get further notifications in future. Now let's start with this new set of questions. Number one, first question is, children, you can see the topo sheet is the first part of the first term syllabus, and out of that also these are a few pictures which you can see here. These are just a small part of actual topo sheet. So these are the small pictures we have taken from the actual topo sheet, a small part of it, and on the other side you can see here all the questions are mentioned. So let's start. The first picture you can see here, which is again from the topo sheet. You can see here one symbol is there, this symbol, and another symbol is there below it. If you remember, we have covered these symbols, we have discussed about it in detail in our video related to the conventional symbols. Now see the question. The main power line here is, what is the main power line? This is pylon. If you remember that, children, we have discussed it very clearly that this is pylon, which is actually standing in between at the several intervals. You'll find the pylon is there in the form of a big tower. So these are the pylons. So A is the correct answer. Number two is main source of irrigation here in this picture. Now in this, if you can see here, blue dots are there. These are the blue dots. And what are these blue dots indicating? It indicates actually perennial lined wells. So in this picture again, it is actually perennial lined well which is shown here. So it is the main source of irrigation. Covered tank, dry tank, streams, these are not so important, but the perennial lined well has become very important source of irrigation in this part. Now come to the next one. 171 written here is you can see here, children, along the road, right? This is a road, and along the road you can see here 171 is written. Now what does this indicate? This is actually indicating a kilometer stone. You must have heard about milestone. You must have seen also at several places, while traveling to any place, we find several milestones in the way, right, indicating the distance, how much distance is there in the next place. So this is actually showing the kilometer stone, right? And when it is written 171, that means when we reach here, from this point, the next particular place, whatever we want to reach, that place is actually 171 kilometers away from this point. This is how the distance stone works. Distance stone, or it is also many times called as kilometer stone. So the C option is correct in this. Now come to the next one. A mode of communication seen to the south of Panthawada. Now a mode of communication to the south of Panthawada. You can see here now, what is the mode of communication? If you remember, we have discussed about this again, just like the symbol of a post box. If you all have seen the post box, just like that, now we are having the symbol of post office. So if you see this is one symbol just below where the name is written Panthawada. So just below this you can see the symbol. That means it has got the post office. So if we ask about a mode of communication, you can say that the post office is the mode of communication, post and telegraph. So this is the C is the correct option. Next, the two types of roads seen here are. Now the two types of roads. Two types of roads are according to the thickness also we call it, or according to the different colors we always call it as the, yes, this is actually state highway and the district highway. Okay, district road generally it is called. So district road and state highway, these two are shown in this picture. So in this, the fourth option, that is D option, is correct. Now come to the next one. Next is the landform formed by the contour lines here is. Now you can see here the contour lines are going this way, right? Long oval shaped almost. This type of contour lines are there. But along with that, if you see, these contour lines are actually forming a you can say plateau-like formation is there. Ridge, actually not even a plateau, it can be called as a ridge. Ridge-like formation is there. But when we cover only a small part of it, then we can say that it is just like a conical hill. But in general, a ridge is having the top is generally this type. But when the top is flat, then it will be called as a plateau. Right? So here somewhat like ridge, or you can say a plateau-like formation is there. So the C option is correct in this case. Now come to the next one. Next is RS stands for. What does this RS stand for? You can see here RS is written over here. But one more thing is there along with this. If you have noticed this, there is a railway line passing through very close to this part. And RS is written just along that railway line. So what does that mean? This is actually, it means a railway station. So here the D option is correct. Now come to the next one. A type of railway line seen here is. What type of railway line is this? Once again I will tell you children, this is a broad gauge single line. This already we have discussed in a lot of things we have discussed in detail in the earlier videos which have been uploaded related to the conventional symbols and all. So in that it has been made very clear which is actually broad gauge, which is the meter gauge, and the single line and double line. All these have been discussed very clearly. So here it is simple broad gauge line with a single line. Okay, broad gauge single line. So C option is correct. Now come to the next. This is actually a symbol which stands for, you can see here the symbol has been given, and it stands for Temple Chatri Rest House Inspection Bungalow. Which is that? It is Chatri. Right? Chatri is the correct answer for this. So B option is correct. Now let's move to the next one. This is again a picture. You can see a small extract from the map. And the question is, the blue line seen here is the blue line you can see here. And what is this blue line indicating? This blue line is actually not a river. It's not anything else, but it's a canal, right? It's a perennial canal which actually provides water throughout. So this is a perennial canal. So it's the A option is correct. Next one, red slash-like lines drawn indicate a. Number 1 is masonry dam. Number 2 is an earthen dam. Number 3 is, or you can see, you can see the C option is weir, and D is a check dam. So which one is correct? Red line has been shown, and what is it now? This indicates a masonry dam wall. A wall of masonry dam. Now come to next one. 3R is a relative depth of stream is 3 meter. River height of stream bank is 3 meter. Relative height of sand dune is 3 meter. Relative height of the region is 3 meter. What is it actually? So here let's see what is 3R. 3R is mentioned close to a river. You can say not a river, you can say seasonal stream, seasonal or dry stream. So what does this indicate? It is lying on the bank of it, so it shows the relative height of stream bank is 3 meters. The relative height of stream bank is 3 meters. So the B option is correct at this particular time. So children, the next question is 21R written in blue is indicating what? Now the options given here are, two options are given, relative depth. You can see A and C options are relative depth of the perennial lined well is 21 meter and the C1 is relative depth of the unlined well 21 meter. But the other two options you can see, it is B and D. These are showing the relative height of the unlined well is 21 meters. Relative height of the unlined well is 21 meters. Now these two are totally wrong. It cannot have a height. Now what are we left with? We are left with the options A and C. And out of these two options, we know it very well that the blue dots which are shown here are actually showing the perennial lined well. Now this perennial lined well is shown by blue dot. That means it is actually the relative depth is shown that of perennial lined well. So the A option is correct here. It shows a relative depth of the perennial lined well is 21 meters in reference to the surrounding area. This is the most appropriate answer, right? Next is sluice. Sluice is what is a sluice? First of all, it's a sliding gate and it is meant for controlling the flow of water. Now you can see the options given here. Sluice is what is sluice now? All the four options are given to you, and here in the picture you can see this is sluice. Now what is actually the always in the topo sheet you will find this type of thing where the word is written over there. Now what is actually sluice? It is a pipeline for dam water. It is gate for regulating the flow of water, a bent pipe for water supply, or none of the above. B is the most, you can say here the B is correct answer. Except B, no other answer is correct. Now let's move to the next one. Next one is siphon, right? Now what is siphon? Siphon is actually a bent pipe, right? Again, mainly it is used for providing water to the fields for irrigation purpose. Okay, now you can see the picture. By that you can get some idea. Now what is actually here? What are the options given? Number one is pipeline for dam water, gate for regulating the flow of water, a bent pipe for irrigation, and none of the above. So in this, C is the correct answer. Siphon is actually, again, wherever siphon will be there, it will be written over there. By the name will be written SIPHON, right? Now when this word we are getting, that means siphon is there close by, and this is actually the siphon. You can see here. Now what is it? It is a bent pipe, and through this pipe the water is provided to the fields. So the C option is correct. Now let's move to the next one. Red color squares in the extreme northeast are, now you can see children, these are not fully you can see filled with red color. Just the outer outline is red colored, but inside it is not filled with red. So that means these are the temporary huts. This is how we show the temporary huts. When we show the permanent huts, it is always filled like this. Okay, permanent huts are outline also red, but inside also it is filled with red color. Okay, red squares you can say, these are made for permanent huts. But here if we are getting these small huts, these are totally temporary huts. So B option is correct in this case. Now come to next. White patch seen here in the river is. Now you can see here the white patch we can find here in the river. What is it actually? In the seasonal rivers it's quite common thing, and here you can see it's an island, right? And whenever the island is there in the river you can say in between the two banks of the river, and such islands which are formed, these islands are called by the name riverine island, a river island or a riverine island. Okay, so this is the answer of it, and A will be the correct answer for this. Next is the drainage pattern seen here is, what is the drainage pattern? The streams are rising from a high altitude and these are moving in different directions. What is it now? Yes, it is radial. This is how the radial drainage pattern is shown. The social activity carried out here is, now what social activity is being carried out here? Try to see. Annual fair is there. There is generally an annual fair and gathering is for offering puja and trade and all these are done. So B is the correct answer. Now come to the next one. The two possible occupations carried out here are, now which two occupations? One is sheep rearing or the animal domestication. The other is, for this actually agriculture can be one occupation because yellow part of the sheet is having the cultivable land. So cultivable land and the sheep rearing, these are the main occupations. Now next one, lime here is a lime. Here is indicating a lime kiln. So here the lime which is mentioned, that is showing a lime kiln. Now come to next one. The settlement pattern is, in this you can see here, the settlements are not seen at all, just one, and on the other side too far from it, that is the other settlement. So what type of pattern they are forming? These are forming isolated pattern. Now you can see here children, the next question, question 21, 15R, right? What does this 15R indicate? You can see here small dots are there very close to each other, and over that 15R is written. Now what can it be? It is actually the relative height of the sand dune. Okay, these are the sand dunes. Brown colored small dots are there. These are indicating the sand dunes. So 15R is the relative height of the sand dune is 15 meters. So again I'm repeating, the relative height of the sand dune is, C option is the correct here, right? Relative height of the sand dune is 15 meters. Now come to next one. Two natural features here are, two natural features, wells agriculture, barren land, dry stream, cart track, barren land, sand and tree. Barren land and dry stream. Two natural features here you have to mention, that is the barren land and dry stream. Barren land also is naturally available, and the dry stream, the seasonal stream which flows through this area. So these are natural features. Now come to next one. Two man-made features here are, man-made are, you can say the roads, then rail tracks, then the embankment, the buildings. Okay, so all these are the different man-made features. Now let's see what are the examples in this two man-made features. Here are wells in agriculture, barren land, dry stream, cart track and barren land, power line and tree. Which one is that? So here the option A will work, wells and agriculture. Now the green line with dots in it is a, yes, it's a forest boundary. In this way the limit of the forest is fixed, right? So that is called the forest boundary. Okay, by red color dots, and along with that the green color line is shown, and it indicates that that is the limit, maximum limit of the forest, right? Or you can say the forest boundary. So here the C option will work. Now come to next one. Next is question number 24. A blue circle with a cross in it symbolizes. Now blue circle, you can see here, blue circle with a cross. This is actually indicating a hospital, right? You can say a hospital where the animals are treated, or you can say the veterinary hospital. This is it, right? Blue colored, this symbol is showing the veterinary hospital. Okay, so here you can see if option is given or not. Yes, C is the option given. So C is correct answer here. Now come to the next one. Drainage pattern depicted here is a drainage pattern depicted here in this picture, right, which is a part of topo sheet. Here the pattern shown is actually trellised. Neither it is dendritic, nor it is intermittent, nor it is radial. It is trilized. Almost, you can see here, children, the streams which are joining the main stream, these are almost moving parallel to each other. Not exactly, but yes, these are almost parallel to each other, right? So these are called as trilized streams, or you can say the pattern is trilized pattern, drainage pattern. Okay, now come to next. Now in this picture you can see here the 6R, here is a 6R, where 6R, you can see here this is 6R. Okay, now this 6R is there, and along with this you will find the embankment, the symbol of embankment is there. Okay, a seasonal stream and a tank, a tank with an embankment is there. Okay, now this seasonal tank is there with an embankment, and here just very close to it, it is written 6R. What does that mean? Now it is actually the relative height of the embankment. Okay, it cannot be depth, it has to be height, because it's a wall. Okay, embankment is a higher structure. So this is actually the relative height of the embankment is 6 meter. So here the option A will work. Now after this come to the next one. Next is, what does falls 7M mean? Now wherever, children, it is written along a stream, right, along the line which is indicating a stream, over which it is written falls, right, and some number is mentioned, that means there is a waterfall present over there, and the number indicates the height of that fall, height of the waterfall. Okay, so what is it here now? Let's see. It's written here falls, right, and you can see the number is mentioned. Okay, just now I told you always a number is mentioned. Here it is 7M, right? Now what does this indicate? There is let's see, first option is water is falling in 7 meter, B is a waterfall of 7 meter, a waterfall of 7 meter depth, and D option is all the above. So here B is exactly the correct answer is B, a waterfall with a 7 meter height. Okay, B option is correct. Now let's move to the next one. The picture which is shown here in this case, here you can see a fire line has been written. Okay, the words are mentioned here, fire line. What does this indicate? Yes, what is the purpose of it? It is actually you can say a space which is left between the two forested areas, right? The basic purpose is to prevent the fire from spreading to the other part of the forest. Now you can see here the options given here. A is to make way for the fire brigade. No. B is the way for the spread of fire. No. Again. C is to prevent the spread of fire in forest. Yes, this is the correct answer. And let's see the D, the area of the forest burnt by fire. Again, it's not correct. So the only answer which is correct is C. Then come to next, black curved lines along the river represent. Now here you can see, children, very close to the bank of the river, several such symbols are there. Okay, curved lines are there, right? Now these curved lines are developed because of seasonal rainfall which is received in such area. Now this indicates, especially this type of curved black line indicates a broken land area, right, with several cracks in that. Now the next question, the direction in which the Gomti river flows is, one is towards northeast, number 2 is towards southwest, then southeast and northwest. Now you can see here what is the direction of Gomti Nadi, from the northeast towards southwest, from northeast towards southwest. So this is the actually the direction in which the Gomti river is flowing. Clear? Now what is the correct option out of all these? Towards southwest, that means B is the correct option for this.